Oh, hello. Do you want to see all my plants? Okay, heading over here. The first plant is a little syngonium. Then we have a little baby Philodendron Brazil propagation. And in the window, there's a Hoya Burtonii, and it is actually blooming, or fixing to bloom, I guess I should say. Next to the couch and my Fabricor, I have my Rhaphidophora decursiva. On top of the Fabricor is my Raven ZZ. And here's my little IKEA cabinet. I'll just go ahead and show you everything in there. Okay, in the back I have a little Anthurium bakeri seedling. And if I'm mispronouncing these names, it is what it is. And there's a little Anthurium vitarifolium. In the back we have a Hoya caudata sumatra. And this one has the craziest tendril things. It's actually grabbing onto this other plant. And right here I have a little string of nickels, a Hoya rotundiflora, and another Hoya rotundiflora. It's a kind of a rehab version. That's fine. And then a Hoya Hushkeliana variegata, a variegated Hoya compacta, a little Hoya curtisii, an Anthurium verde. Oh, and I just noticed my fans aren't on. Wait, are they? Nope, they weren't. Okay. Anyway, I have a Philodendron verrucosum in the back. Oh, and it's getting a new leaf. Cool beans. And then here I have a little Anthurium forgetii, a little Anthurium clarinervium, another Anthurium verde, Anthurium waterburyyanum, Anthurium regale, little Alocasia black velvet, and then in the back, let me just move this, I have a pink princess, and it used to be almost as tall as this pole, but I took a ton of cuttings off of it and it had really nice variegation, so hopefully that will come back. I wonder if it's... And next to the cabinet I have a little golden pothos propagation, little ZZ plant propagation. We've got my little terracotta Sophia Petrillo just sitting here judging me, so that's nice to have. There's me. Here is a ZZ plant and a snake plant that my grandma gave me. Back here on my little console below my TV, I just keep a grow light pendant in the corner here so I can keep plants back here, because I actually don't get a lot of usable light in my house, so I mostly use grow lights. I have a watermelon peperomia, a pothos pearls and jade, or is it enjoy? I always get them mixed up. And then here is a begonia. I don't really know begonia names. They're not really my cup of tea, but the color pink definitely is, so that's why I have that. And then I have another little angel wing begonia back here. Also don't keep track of the name of that one. And I have a variegated string of hearts, a philodendron micans, and my Pride and Joy Cebu Blue Pothos. And it is actually touching the ground, so I probably need to take some cuttings off of this one soon. Hi, Bernadette. Okay, and I actually have another grow light back here in the corner. And while we're over here, it's probably hard to see the whole plant, but this is my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, and it is almost touching the ceiling, so I'm gonna have to take some cuttings off of that one soon as well. This is one of my favorite plants, and it's so easy to care for too. And down here I have a Monstera adansonii narrow form, and it is starting to need a bigger pole. Over here in my west facing window I have a Pilea peperomoides, and look at the little baby coming out of the drainage hole. It needs to be repotted, but I haven't done it yet because I think that's so cute. And then here I have my string of bananas, and it's getting really long as well. Right here we have my pitcher plant, and it's definitely one of my newer plants, so I'm still learning about how to care for this one. But if I catch a fly, I always feed it to it, so hopefully it appreciates that. Alright, over here above my sink I have some golden pothos propagating for my mom. I have a Syngonium Maria, another golden pothos, some more Syngonium, and what do you know, another golden pothos propagation. Here's some other pothos propagations. I don't know if these are rooting. Maybe. And then I've got another little white butterfly Syngonium. This cute little pot I got at a plant swap. Here in my dining room I have a golden pothos up on top of my cabinet. It really does not get very much light at all, so it doesn't grow quickly, but it's still alive, so that's something. Over here I have a little east facing window in my dining room. I have a little coffee plant here. Never gotten any coffee from it, but maybe one day. I have a little Peperomia rosso, and it got way too much sun, but it has also been dropped on the ground too many times, so the fact that it's even alive is really pretty impressive. I have another Peperomia here. I forget what this one is called. I'm not necessarily a Peperomia enthusiast. I just have a few in this window. And right here I have a Ficus Audrey. I love the texture of these leaves. They're so pretty. And they're really soft, kind of like suede-ish. And this one has died back to a stick before, so I'm really proud I was able to bring it back. Next to that we have a Ficus elastica taniki, and it is getting a new leaf. The variegation on this plant is probably one of my favorites. It's so pretty. And right here I have a Peperomia obtusifolia. Almost forgot the name there. And it's growing like a champ. And I've got a little Syngonium here. And I have a Peperomia Hope. This is probably my favorite Peperomia. And then right here, I have an orchid cactus that I got at a plant swap. So this is definitely the room where I have the most plants. Over here on my mirror, I have a Scindapsus Silvery Ann. That's such a pretty leaf. Not as pretty as that one though. Anyway, now I have a Heartleaf Philodendron also on the mirror, and the lone Calathea in my collection. And I'm probably gonna part with this soon just because I don't like dealing with Calathea. On the ground here, I have a Philodendron bipennifolium. Then up here in my other east-facing window, I have a Ficus elastica ruby. And I feel like this one grows a lot more quickly than the Taniki for some reason. Next to that, I have, oh, this is such a crazy plant, Philodendron Paraiso Verde. That's such a pretty leaf. And it has a little tiny baby leaf. I took several cuttings off of this plant recently, so that's why it's such a small leaf. I have a little succulent back there. I don't know what that is. I don't keep track of succulent names. And then next to that, it's going to be kind of hard to show, I have a Philodendron Florida Ghost. This is one of my favorite plants. Look at that leaf. So pretty. And then over here, up front, I have a Philodendron Tinyu, a little bear paw succulent, and then a little Scindapsus trubii Moonlight for my mom. Hi, Mom. And up here, I have a Hoya Crinkle 8, a Burrow's Tail, a Rickrack Cactus, and a Hoya Kentiana variegata. Right here I have some Scindapsus pictus argyrius propagations. And then down here under my grow light, I have my first fiddle leaf fig that I ever got. And I bought it probably when it was about 6 inches tall, so it's grown a lot. Back here I have a Hoya Macrophylla albomarginata. And this was the first Hoya that I was ever able to get to bloom. And then right here, maybe this might be my favorite plant, I don't know. This is a Philodendron Jose Buono, and the leaves are just huge. If you can't tell, this is how big my hand is compared to it. And then here's my Philodendron Jungle Boogie. And then facing the wrong way here, I have a Philodendron Red Emerald. Then an Anthurium. I don't know what the variety is. They're just like the ones that bloom a lot that you can get at like the grocery store. And it has red blooms, but I've never gotten it to bloom for me. Down here I have my Philodendron Postazanum. Such a pretty one. And then down here, this is probably another one of my favorite plants, is my Philodendron Gloriosum. And on this shelf, I have a Scindapsus trubii Moonlight, Hoya obovata, a little strawberry begonia, a little terrarium with a jewel orchid in it. Then another Philodendron Brazil. There's my Hoya polyneura. This used to be a lot longer, but I recently took a few cuttings off of it. Little Hoya carnosa. A Scindapsus pictus exotica. Little Hoya pachaclata. A Hoya carnosa compacta. And a somewhat crispy string of pearls. A lot of people struggle with overwatering these, but I always underwater them. Right down here, I have my Albo Monstera, and I'm actually air layering it, and I'm making a video about it, so keep an eye out for that. But look at this leaf. This is so pretty. Next to that, we have my Milsbo cabinet. On the back here is a Hoya croniana, a Dischidia ovata, Hoya bella, Hoya serpens, Peperomia pink lady. This actually looks quite a bit better than the last time I would have showed you in my Milsbo video. I have an Anthurium regale right here, which you can't tell. I recently cleaned this up a lot, so hopefully that helps it. Over here I have a Syngonium 3 Kings. Down here I have a Philodendron Burl Marks Fantasy, and it is getting a new leaf, if you can see it. It's going to be a big one too. Here's my Anthurium crystallinum, Philodendron verrucosum, Hoya sigillatus, a little tiny Philodendron Ploumanii, Hoya linearis, Anthurium magnificum. And that's the newest leaf, and it's bigger than the other one, so that's exciting. And I have a Hoya Mathilde, and Anthurium frigidii, another verrucosum, Anthurium villanorum, Anthurium luxurians radicans, Philodendron El Chaco red, and a Philodendron melanochrysum. Oh, this new leaf did actually end up unfurling. I thought it was going to get stuck. This plant, a lot of times the new leaves get stuck and then just shrivel away, but that's a nice surprise. It's not, I mean, it's not the best leaf, but it's a leaf. Down here, I have a Philodendron Ploumanii. This is such a pretty plant. It's one of my favorites also. Back here in my laundry room, I have my big Alocasia fry deck. And this room isn't quite finished yet. We're still working on the trim, so don't mind that. Over here in the window, I have a watermelon Pellionia, a Peperomia prostrata string of turtles, and I have a little money tree, and I had it outside, and it got a pretty bad sunburn, so I'm gonna have to do some pruning on that. Down here I have a little Hoya carrii, a Hoya crimson princess, or nope, a Hoya crimson queen. Oh, and there's a fly flying around back here. Hopefully it'll die so I can feed it to my pitcher plant soon. Anyway, here is a Hoya Crimson Princess and Carnosa mixed together. And then here's an actual Crimson Princess. And then a string of spades. And I find that this one grows so much more quickly than string of hearts. And it does this kind of trellisy thing on anything it can grab hold of. And down here is my Thaumatophyllum bipennatividum. And this was my aunt's plant and she gave it to me, and it is very old, so you can see like the trunks that it has, which is very cool. Up here I have a Monstera Ansonii round form. And then over there I have a lemon lime philodendron. And right here I just have all the imports I'm acclimating right now. I'm also making a video about that. Okay, so out here on my front porch, I have another Syngonium. Right over here, I have another fiddle leaf fig. I love fiddle leaf figs. People say they're finicky, but I fervently disagree. I think they're, for me anyway, they've been very easy to care for. And down here, I have a little snake plant, a Schefflera, a very finicky ficus, a Ficus triangularis. It has actually started looking better now that I put it outside, but frustrating. Then I have a Ficus altissima. I have a little jade plant in the back, another snake plant, and I have a bird of paradise that I have to water every day in the summer. And I have a pink Syngonium down here, a Ficus elastica burgundy, and then I have a variegated peace lily, and then an Aglaonema here. I don't know the variety. I just know that I like the pink stems. Then I have a little Alocasia, a peace lily, and then a green Syngonium. And I got this as cuttings off a Family Friends plant. I have a Tridescantia Nanook, Tridescantia tricolor. I'm trying to hurry up because my neighbors are making a racket for some reason. Then I have a Scindapsus pictus argyrius. And then over here I have a little Calico Kittens succulent. And finally a bird's tail. Here's my variegated St. Bernard, Bernadette. Bernadette, do you want to say hello? Bernadette, you want to say hi? You're facing the wrong way. Goofy woofus. Look at that cute face. Oh. Oh, big yawn. Okay, so that's all the plants that are in my house. That's not all of my plants actually. I do have an outdoor greenhouse as well, so maybe I'll eventually... What are you doing, Bernadette? Maybe I'll eventually show you that one as well. But thank you for watching if you made it all the way to the end, and please like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram at Queen City Tropicals, and I will see you again soon.